Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be talking about my absolute favorite products of 2024 so far. So this is part 3. I do these quarterly. So I already did one in March and one in June. So the products I'm going to be talking about today are things that I tried between June and now. So if you missed my worst of 2024, I did publish that video a little earlier this week. So if you missed it, definitely check that one out. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, and I broke them up into categories so it'll be a little bit easier to follow. So the first category I want to talk about is complexion products, and I only have 2 things that I felt like were the absolute best. The first is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So you might remember I just tried this in a video pretty recently. It was a couple of weeks ago, and I just fell in love with how this made my skin look. In that video, I put this on one half of my face and then I left the other half alone, and I thought that the area where I put this just looked so much smoother than the other side, and a lot of you agreed in the comments. You could actually tell a difference on camera, and I have continued to use this. I'm wearing it today again, and I do think it is an amazing blurring primer at the drugstore. A lot of you have asked me, does this compare to the L'Oreal Studio Secrets, which was my favorite? It's pretty close. I've never really found anything that's as pore blurring as that one at the drugstore. I think the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer is really similar, and this one is pretty similar. But I would say at the drugstore, this is one of the best options out there right now. It's one of my favorites, so I highly recommend checking this out if you're looking for a really good smoothing blurring primer. And then the other complexion product is this foundation from Huda Beauty. It's the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. So I'm wearing this in the video today. I have the shade Shortbread, and I just love this. It is the perfect foundation that checks all the boxes that I usually want. Medium coverage. It has a satiny, almost like soft matte finish, so it looks like natural skin. It's not too glowy, and it's also not matte and really dry. It's just that perfect in between. I feel like it just looks very skin-like. It doesn't settle into the pores and fine lines. It's definitely one of those your skin but better kind of formulas. It really doesn't look makeup-y or heavy like you're wearing foundation. It's very light. So like I said, it just checks all the boxes for me, and I've heard a lot of you saying that you love this one too. So it's honestly a major hit. Next up, let's move on to eye products. I have 5 things to share with you. Yes, 3 of them are palettes, and then 2 are just other eye products. So I'm kind of including this in the eye category. This is the Maybelline Super Lock Brow Glue. So I tried this one and the L'Oreal together in a video. I used this one on one side and the L'Oreal on the other, and I really loved the way that this made my brows look. It gives that sort of fluffy look, but the hold is amazing, and I've been looking for a really good drugstore brow product, and I like this one better than pretty much anything I've tried because it's not like too wet and goopy, but it's also not one of those waxes that almost like doesn't do anything and doesn't hold your brows in place. It really has great hold, and at the same time it looks really natural. It doesn't dry like all stiff and crunchy. So I'm really loving this so far. I think it is one of the best brow gels I've tried at the drugstore. I've actually been reaching for this every single day since I got it, so this is a really big hit for me. Another product for eyes that I've really been reaching for so much this summer is the Kush High Roll Mascara from Milk Makeup. This is a tubing formula, and when I first got it, I thought it was pretty good right off the bat, and it's only continued to get better ever since then. I think I got this in June, like the end of June, so I'm probably due for a new tube at this point, but the results that I get from this are very similar to the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions, and I know I mentioned that in another video a while back, that this one, even though I like the Thrive maybe like slightly better than this, it's so close, and this is just easier for me to get. I can just run down to Sephora and grab it, whereas the Thrive one isn't available in any stores, so you have to order it, and their shipping isn't the fastest. So I just feel like this is a way more convenient option, and I think the brush is very similar to the Thrive one, so I like that. It has kind of that tapered cone-shaped brush. It's the perfect size. It's not too big, and I think it gives me huge lashes, like tons of length, tons of volume. Everything everything that I'm looking for. And it's also a nice, really jet black formula like the Thrive is. And like I said before, I've been reaching for this so much this summer. I took this on all my vacations with me. I've just really been enjoying it. So if you're looking for a good tubing mascara, this one is great. And then when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, I have a couple also that I wanted to share. So the first one is the Smashbox Always On palettes. And I have Cozy Vibes and Bougie Vibes. So Bougie Vibes had kind of the more purples and warm tones, really beautiful color story. And then Cozy Vibes was really pretty as well. It's like a gorgeous, like kind of warm, chocolatey brown, taupey kind of palette. And I have not tried a Smashbox eyeshadow palette in years, probably like over a decade at least. But I was super impressed with the formula of these, especially because I felt like the shimmer shades were that really old school, smooth, buttery soft type of formula. And we've been seeing so much of the micro glitter lately and those toppery kind of shades, and these just really took it old school. The shimmers are so pigmented and the matte shades blend like a dream. They're so smooth and so beautiful. So I was really impressed with this formula, and they're the perfect size too. You can take them on travel, yet you still have 8 shades to play with. So I really love these. They're one of my favorite releases of the summer. The next palette that I was actually very shocked that I love this is the Revolution Enchanted Icon palette. So I got this because of some of you guys who were telling me how amazing these icon palettes were. And I remember it was because I was talking about their eyeshadows in a video. I can't remember even which video it was, but I was saying how I never really liked their formula, and you guys were like, you have to try the icon palette. So I ended up getting this one, but I was really impressed with the formula of this. I used it in a video and I was really blown away. I felt like the matte shades were so pigmented, yet blend really easily at the same time. And the shimmer shades also very pigmented, soft, easy to work with. So I was very impressed. I think these palettes are around $10 at Target, and you can also get them at Ulta and I think Amazon. So they're widely available, and I really feel like they've taken their formula to the next level. I know some of you were saying that you thought that this was the BH Cosmetics formula. Maybe. The matte shades definitely feel like that, and the shimmers were pretty close too, so maybe they're finally doing that. And then the last palettes that I wanted to mention quickly are 2 from Alter Ego. They've really been on a roll lately. I know sometimes Alter Ego goes for like months and months and we don't hear anything from them, and they just released these 2 very close together. So the Daylight palette I think came out back in August, and I'm wearing this one in the video today. This is a dupe for Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude palette. I did use them side by side in a video, and this palette definitely held its own against the Natasha Denona. Even during a wear test, I felt like this looked just as good at the end of the night as the more expensive one. So I really do enjoy their formula, and they also came out with the Mist Haven palette really recently. This is a dupe for Huda Beauty's Pretty Grunge, and again, they really knocked it out of the park. I showed this compared to the Pretty Grunge in my last video, and same thing. I felt like my eye look came out just as nice as the Huda Beauty, so I really think you can't go wrong with Alter Ego. They have a great formula and really good price point as well. Next up, when it comes to blush, I have 7 different formulas that I want to talk about. 2 that are high-end, the rest are drugstore, but really, like, I tried so hard to narrow this list down because I didn't want to talk about too many. This is supposed to be like the best of the best, but I couldn't pick between these. These are all really great, and they're all things that I've really been using this summer. So let's talk about the high-end ones. First, we have the Cali Ray Blurry Blushes. I tried these in a video, and I remember I used it on top of the new Patrick Ta foundation, which made my worst of 2024 video. I just didn't love how glowy it was. I felt like it just highlighted all the texture on my skin. And funny enough, when I used this on top of the Patrick Ta foundation, this cheek all of a sudden looked so much smoother and more blurred and airbrushed, and it was all because of this blush. So it almost acted like putting a powder on top. It was really amazing. I got these blushes in 2 colors and I wanted more, but I'm trying to like restrain myself. So this is just what I'm gonna keep, but I really enjoy this formula. I think it's amazing. And then another high-end blush that I've so been using nonstop are these Fenty Beauty Suede powder blushes. When I first saw these come out, I just figured they were like a regular powder blush, but when I saw them in store, I just happened to try to swatch one, and I couldn't believe the texture. They're so cool. They're a really like interesting type of formula. It looks like a powder and it kind of feels like a powder at first, and then your finger just sort of melts into it and it's like a cream. So they go on as smoothly as a cream. They just melt in. They have no powder kick up at all. I'm wearing this shade Bacon Cakes in the video today, and I do have it in 3 colors, but I think this is such a unique formula in the way that they just become one with your skin, almost like a cream blush, but at the same time, they have that powder dry down, so you don't have the stickiness of a cream blush, and they blend really easily on your skin. So it's absolutely the best of a powder blush and the best of a cream blush in one. If you're looking to splurge on a blush at Sephora, I would say this is probably my top pick. They're really great. Then when it comes to drugstore blushes, I've tried some really amazing ones. First up are these new Blush Affair duos from Catrice. I talked about these in my last video, and these are fantastic. They really are pigmented. You have the cream on one side and a powder on the other, so you can layer them together. It's kind of like a more affordable version of the ones from Patrick Ta. So I like to layer the cream. I put that down first, and then I just lock it in with the powder on top. They last all day. They are so long lasting. And the cream isn't like a sticky, goopy formula. So when you put it on, it has that powder dry down and you can just blend the powder right on top, no problem. These come in 4 different shades and they are beautiful. I love every single one of them, from a cool tone pink to a warm tone pink. And you have like some peachier, warmer tones as well. So those are awesome. Also, Essence released new powder blushes called Blush Crush. And I think these are replacing their ones that are called The Blush. So they're kind of in similar packaging, but I like the colors of these more. And I also think they're even more silky and blendable than the blush was. And I honestly loved the blush. I thought it was a great formula. This is an improvement. It's another step up. They just feel like such a high-end formula, both in the way that they blend and how they look on your skin. They really are a powder formula that's not chalky or powdery. And these also just become one with your skin. They don't sit on top. I think they're just so finely milled that they really just blend in so beautifully. So even though these are under $5, they could easily compete with any of the high-end blushes at Sephora, hands down. Another blush, if you like the idea of the Cali Ray blurring ones but don't want to spend the money, these from Hard Candy are also really great. These are the Face Off blurring blushes, and I have 3 shades of these. I especially love the purple one. I've been using this a lot over this summer. It's called Girl Crush, but I like all of these, and similar to the Cali Ray ones, they just have that nice blurry, moussey sort of a finish on your skin. They don't look glowy. I know Hard Candy does have some glowy liquid blushes that are in the same packaging, but these blurry ones are definitely my favorite. They just help to minimize like your pores and texture on your cheeks. They look amazing. So these are another super affordable, great option. Also from ColourPop are their lip and cheek balms. So I put these in the cheek category, but you can easily use these on your lips as well. And again, these are another product that I took on all of my vacations this summer because they're just a great 2-in-1, so they don't take up as much space in your bag. I felt like I had my blush and lip product in one compact, and even though these are a balm, they are so pigmented. Look at that. So when you put them on your lips, they almost leave like a balmy stain kind of behind. So they're really long lasting. And same thing for your cheeks too. And I love coordinating your lip color and cheek color together just for a more cohesive look. And it makes it so easy because you don't really have to think about it too hard. So I really have been loving these and reaching for them a lot. And they come in so many beautiful colors. It's honestly hard for me to pick which ones are my favorite. And also quickly from Morphe, these Euphoric Rush cream blushes are really fantastic. Again, they're kind of supposed to be like a blurring type formula. They have primer swirled into them. So even though they're a cream, I feel like when you put them on, they mattify themselves really well. And they're not a sticky kind of cream blush. So that's what I love. They make your cheeks look really smooth. And this purple shade Energized is definitely my favorite. Although I do have a lighter pink called Pleasured as well. I'm not always the biggest fan of Morphe. I can count on one hand the number of products that I really feel like they've done well, that stood out to me. and this is one of them for sure. I really like these a lot. So, all right, let's move on to lips. Again, I have 7 products in this category. I have 2 high-end, 5 drugstore. So let's just start with the more expensive ones. First, I have really been enjoying these lip stains from Kulfi. So I did initially get this one shade, which is called First Sorry. And I tried this in a video. I really loved it. So I ended up going back to Sephora and getting 2 additional shades. These are just so comfortable to wear. I think if you're somebody like me who has really dry lips, this is like the ultimate lip stain because they go on very hydrating like a gloss, and they have like a dewiness to them. And then even when the gloss and shine wear away, you're left with a stain that really feels comfortable, that doesn't dry out your lips at all. They're not a thick, opaque kind of formula like a liquid lipstick. They really do kind of go on more like a gloss would, where you could sort of see your own lip color through them. But at the same time, they just leave that tint behind, and it's nice and long lasting throughout the day. So I've really been enjoying these a lot. They're a little bit on the pricey side, and even though Milani has a product like this, I like the color range in the Kulfi a little bit better because they have some lighter options. All of the Milani ones were very dark, and I don't usually wear dark lipsticks very often. So I liked that this line had some more subtle options. And then the other high-end lip product that I've been loving, I actually just had to go dig these out of my travel makeup bag that's still sitting in the bathroom because I took these again on every vacation. These are the In Beauty Project Sun Balm SPF 30. So I have 3 shades, and these are my favorite SPF lip balm. Not only do they come in really beautiful colors, but they are so comfortable to wear, and they don't have the nasty chemical sunscreen taste. They're made with mineral sunscreen, unlike the Hello Sunday lip balm that I talked about in my worst of 2024 video, because that had the worst taste when I got it in my mouth, and these do not do that. So I really have been enjoying these, and I just love how non-sticky they are. They just feel really nice and hydrating, and like I said, the colors that come in are beautiful. Along the same vein, if these are not in your budget, e.l.f. also came out with some amazing SPF lip balms or lip glosses this year, and these are called Sun Boss Broad Spectrum SPF 25. So the In Beauty are SPF 30. I don't know if I mentioned that. So they're pretty close, but the e.l.f. ones also do not have the bad chemical sunscreen taste, and they come in really pretty colors. They're a super comfortable, non-sticky gloss. They're very shiny, and they do have a coconut scent, which I personally like, but if you don't like fragrance lip products, you may not like that about these. The In Beauty Project ones don't seem to have a fragrance, at least not one that I can smell. So you might want to just go for those instead, but I really like these. I think they're an amazing, affordable SPF lip balm option. Another lip product I am head over heels for are these lifter liners from Maybelline. Oh my gosh, creamiest lip liner ever award right here. They feel so comfortable. I wear these as lipsticks all the time, and I love the colors that they come in. The couple shades that I have are just very Your Lips But Better, but I think I wear the shade Line Leader the most. This is my absolute favorite shade. It's the perfect warm pink that looks just like slightly deeper than my natural lip color. So it's fantastic, and you would think that these wouldn't be long lasting because they're so creamy, but they actually do like grip to your lips really well and stay put. So these are my new favorite lip liner. I still have to go back and get more colors because initially when I got them, the display was like half sold out and I could only get a few, but with the few colors I do have, I've been reaching for these the most this summer. The next 2 products are lip oils. The first one is from Hard Candy. These are their Lip Slide Creamy Lip Oils. So I know they came out with like regular lip oils. These are the creamy version. I didn't love their original lip oils. I felt like they had a bad smell and taste, so I wasn't a fan. But these smell like vanilla. They don't have a bad taste to them at all. And I love the creaminess that these have. They're a little bit more milky. They're not as translucent, so they're very pigmented, and the colors that they come in are gorgeous. I think that's almost what I love the most about them, especially this purple one. I wear this all the time. I think it's so beautiful. And these are also a really comfortable formula that's not sticky, and and it's super hydrating. So they almost feel more like a liquid lip balm. Really enjoy those a lot. And then the other lip oil that I've really been enjoying is from Milani. It's their Fruit Fetish Black Cherry Vanilla color. So the Fruit Fetish lip oils aren't new. They've been out a long time, but this particular color they came out with recently because black lip oils are sort of having a moment. And I did a comparison between this and the Black Clarins lip oil that just launched recently too. And I love the Clarins lip oil formula. I think it's great, but I prefer the color of the Milani one just when I did a side-by-side. And I honestly think that this formula is just as good as the Clarins. I enjoy it just as much. I feel like it has the same thicker, more cushiony texture that really, like, the moisture lasts all day. Even when this wears off and the color's gone and everything, my lips still feel hydrated. So if you're looking for like blackberry lip options for the fall and winter time, this is so beautiful and the formula is amazing. And then the last lip product that I have is from Essence. This one really surprised me, but they're so good. These are the Slim Stick matte lipsticks. So I was not expecting to like a matte lipstick at all. I remember ordering these from Ulta and kind of kicking myself because I'm like, why did I do that? I have to learn like not to just randomly buy things that I know I'm not gonna like. But this time it actually worked out. These have the smoothest formula to them. They feel really velvety when they're going on, but they have a creaminess to them and almost this blurring effect on your lips. So they make my lips look really smooth. My lips naturally are not the smoothest. I have a lot of like lines and cracks in them, and it makes them look dry even when they're not dry. So I try to just wear very smoothing lip color, and that's the reason that I usually avoid the matte formulas because they usually make them look even worse. In this case, they totally didn't. It made my lips look so smooth, and these are incredibly long lasting. Even when like the top layer comes off, they leave a stain behind. So I remember when I tested one of these for the first time, I got like pretty much all day wear out of it. It was like 6 to 8 hours or something crazy, and they did fade kind of evenly throughout the day, but by the end of the day, I could still see it a little bit. So if you are a matte lipstick phobe like I am because you always feel like they're so dry, try these. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if any of you ended up buying these after I tested them, because I know in the comments a lot of you were saying you were going to, I'd love to hear what you actually think of them, like once you got them home and tried them out. So anyway, those are all of the lip products that I tried and loved. So moving on, I wanted to quickly include some like fragrance and body products and also some skincare. So first up, for perfumes and fragrances, I got a lot of fragrance mists over the summer, and some of them really stood out as being my favorites. The first one is Fleur's Heavy Cream. So this I know is sold out everywhere. It's not available on the Fleur website, Nordstrom, Sephora, like it's gone. But I did see a wait list, so I guess they're going to be bringing it back at some point. I just don't think they realized how popular this was going to be. But oh my gosh, it's probably out of all of these, it's like one of my top favorites. If you love a gourmand scent that smells just so sweet, it's amazing. It has lemon sugar, marshmallow, coconut, amber, vanilla mousse, salted caramel, whipped cream. It smells so good. And at the same time, I think what's amazing about it is it's not overly heavy. It's a lighter kind of gourmand scent. Sometimes I think they can get too heavy and too sweet and just almost be headache inducing. This is not like that. I think that's why it's so incredible. I think the lemon sugar in the top note, and it also has a little bit of orange in there, just those slight citrusy notes make it so it's not quite as sweet, and it just lifts it up and gives it a slight bit of airiness, but is mostly sweet. Like that's mostly what you're gonna smell once it's on your skin. So I am just in love with this so much. Another really fantastic perfume is the Lake and Sky 1111 Vanilla. So I never tried the original 1111, but this is the vanilla version of it. And this is another one that it just flew off the shelves. This one is not quite as gourmand. It still has a little bit of the sweeter notes in there. You do still smell the vanilla, but it's a little bit lighter. It has some floral notes in there, but it's not super flowery either. It's just such a well-balanced scent. It's very soft. I call it kind of more of a cozy scent because it's not gonna like just walk into a room before you do, like when you're wearing it. It's gonna be something that people will smell only when they get closer to you. to. But even though it's not particularly warm, it's more of a skin scent. It just makes me think of like a cozy cashmere sweater or something. So this is another really amazing scent and definitely one of my favorites that I've tried this summer. I also have been enjoying these fragrance mists from Kopari. I think these are so great if you love those warmer scents and very tropical scents. So they have Seychelles Sands, which is more of a vanilla scent. Then they have Kanapali Coast, which is more coconutty and just very beachy. And then the other one that I love is Malibu Peach. And I wasn't expecting to love this one as much as I do because I'm not a peach fan, but it's just really fun and fruity. It smells like a fruity drink that you would get at a resort. So this was a super fun summery scent. So I love all three of these. They do have another one in a pink bottle that's more floral. That wasn't my favorite. But if you like warm, sweet, and tropical scents, I think you will love these. And then when it comes to body products, I had two things that I wanted to mention quickly. The first one is from Lemand Gourmand, and this is their coconut body oil. Love this so much. This body oil is so rich. It's honestly one of the richest, thickest body oils that I've tried, and I cannot wait to start using this, especially now that the weather's getting colder and we've been running the heat some nights. My body's starting to get a little bit drier. So those are the days that I like to start mixing in a body oil with my lotion. I don't do it in the summer as much because then I feel like it's so humid outside. If I go out and I use a body oil, I feel like my skin never completely dries. Like it just feels sticky all day. But once the wintertime hits, I cannot get enough hydration. And this just feels like the thickest, richest oil. Not to mention, I love the scent of it. I love that tropical coconutty scent. They also have this in vanilla and a few other scents as well though. So you don't have to stick with the coconut if you don't like that. But I just think the actual formula of the body oil is amazing. And then the last body product I wanted to mention is this Tree Hut Cherry Rave Scrub. I know I've talked about this in a couple of videos already, but not only do I love Tree Hut scrubs, but I just love the scent of this one. This one came out for fall. And the cherry scent is so unique because it's not like a ripe cherry kind of smell. It's a burnt cherry, and it has a little bit of that smokiness behind it. So if you think of something like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry perfume or the Kayali Burning Cherry, it's along those vibes. And it's funny because when this first came out, there was one review on the Ulta website at the time, and it was like 2 stars, and the person was complaining. They were like, it doesn't smell like cherries, it smells like a smoky fireplace. And I was like, all right, you just convinced me to buy it because I love that type of scent, especially in the fall time. If you like something like By the Fireplace by Replica, I think you will really enjoy this. It has that smokiness, but you also get the cherry in there as well. Next up, I also have some really incredible skincare products to share that I've been trying over the summer, and they are actually all drugstore. And you all know how much I love my K-beauty skincare, but sometimes I like to try things from the drugstore. I just think it's so accessible. If you just want to run out to the store and grab something, it's super easy to do that, and they're all really, really affordable. And I was so impressed. I actually did a whole video on drugstore skincare last month, I think it was. So a lot of these were included in that video, but I also have a couple things here that I haven't even talked about on my channel yet at all that I've really been loving. So let me start with those really quick. The first one is from Bubble, and you're going to hear me talk about a few different products from Bubble that I just think are so good. And I know this line is kind of sort of marketed toward teenagers, but I'm 46 years old, about to be 47 next month, and I love these products and I think they perform so well. So this one is the Overnight Hydrating Sleep Mask. I just want to tell you what this has in it. So it has maple sap that's supposed to protect your barrier. It has mandelic acid to exfoliate your skin. It has kojic acid to fade discoloration. It has sodium PCA to bind moisture to your skin cells. It also has something called biosaccharide gum, which creates a moisture binding film over the skin for a soft, smooth feeling. and it has arnica to help soothe red and inflamed skin. So this is just like an all-in-one, super hydrating and exfoliating and brightening treatment at the same time. And I've been using this at night and it is so nourishing. It's super thick, so on my dry skin, it feels incredible. And I do really wake up with brighter, smoother skin every day. It is such a good product and it's really affordable. Another Bubble product I talked about earlier in the summer is their Moonwalk Gentle Exfoliating Serum. This is another great one. I've used this kind of on and off. I don't use it every day because my skin is dry, so I try to limit exfoliation, and same thing with the overnight mask. It's something I use like a couple times a week. But what drew me to this product is because it says on the website that it's great for beginners who aren't super familiar or comfortable with exfoliation. And it's not that I'm new to exfoliation or anything like that, but because I have dry skin and I'm getting like more sensitive as I get older, I don't like to use super harsh exfoliants. So I liked the idea of kind of a beginner exfoliant or something that was going to be more gentle. But at the same time, this does pack a punch. It has a 7% exfoliant blend that dislodges the glue binding dead skin cells, revealing softer, smoother skin. It has lactic acid, glycolic acid, azelaic acid, and malic acid. So you would think that this would be super potent, and in a way it is because it really does work. But at the same time, I have never experienced any kind of reaction from this. And even on the website, it says no tingly feelings or irritation in users with sensitive or breakout prone skin. So I have no idea how they do it, but this stuff is incredible. And I would repurchase this any day over a more expensive exfoliating serum. Another product from Bubble I just wanted to mention really quickly is their Slam Dunk Hydrating Moisturizer. Again, I have very dry skin. I'm picky about moisturizer. It has to be thick enough for me. And this one is a very thick and rich formula, which I love. It doesn't really have any actives in it. It is just a basic moisturizer, but that's fine because my serums have all of the actives in it that I use. So I'm really just looking for something that is gonna support my skin's barrier and just add some hydration back in. And this does the trick beautifully. It is just so thick and creamy. And by the way, all of Bubble's products are fragrance free and they're all formulated to be super gentle. So really impressed with just this whole line in general. Everything I've tried so far has been amazing. Another product I talked about earlier in the summer is the Aveeno Calm and Restore Triple Oat Serum. This is, again, just a basic serum. It is something that's going to deeply nourish and hydrate your skin. So I use this after my toner, so I cleanse, then I use toner, then I use this as almost like an essence. If you've used essences from K-Beauty, they're a little thicker than a toner, but not quite as thick as a serum. And that's kind of what this feels like. So it's just another hydration layer and it makes my skin feel so silky and smooth. I really have been enjoying this. And similar to this, which I actually haven't talked about this on my channel yet, but I've been using both of these and honestly, I can't tell which one I like better yet. This is from Cetaphil and it's their ceramide serum. So basically the same thing. It's technically a serum, but it's a thin formula. So it reminds me a little bit of using an essence. So I use it as that step. This has ceramides, it has cica, and it has allantoin. So it's just a super gentle, great for sensitive skin option if you want that extra boost of hydration. So I love both of these. I just wanted to mention them quickly. Also, when it comes to drugstore toners, I tried 2 milky toners, which I've talked about a few times now. The Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner and the Thayer's Milky Toner as well. So both of these are a thicker, richer toner that you can use after cleansing your skin, and they just add so much hydration. I really have been enjoying these a lot. Again, I have some milky toners from K-Beauty brands that I like as well, but if you're somebody who doesn't want to be bothered with ordering stuff online and you just want to run to Target and pick something up, these are amazing. I think they're both around $15 and the bottles are huge. They're gonna last you a really long time. And I also wanted to quickly mention this one from e.l.f. It's the Blue Tea Sleep Night Oil. This is kind of their version of the Sunday Riley Luna Night Oil. So it's a retinol night oil, and I have to say I have given up using retinol again, at least tretinoin. I was using it back in the spring. In years past, like back when I first turned 40, I started using tretinoin and it just was too much for my skin. I never really got past that purging phase with the peeling and the redness, and I just felt like it made my skin look worse. So I stopped using retinol. I kind of wrote it off, but then I would constantly see these videos with people saying that, you know, how much tretinoin changed their skin and helped their skin. And so I decided to try it again recently, but the same thing happened. No matter what I tried, it didn't work out. My skin became so sensitive and I felt like everything was causing irritation and it just didn't look as good. So I stopped using that, but I still want to kind of get the retinol benefits, and this truly has not caused any irritation for me whatsoever. I don't know if it's because the retinol is within an oil, so it just maybe makes it release slower into your skin or something. Or it could just be because of the hydration level that this gives, that it doesn't dry it out. Whatever it is, if you're more sensitive, this might be a really good one to check out because, like I said, it hasn't bothered me at all. So I definitely wanted to mention this one as well. So anyway, guys, that is everything that I have. I know it was a lot to digest, but literally every product in this video has been tried and tested at this point over the summer and just have passed the test for me. And I feel like all of these products are worth checking out if any of them sound appealing to you. But I know I do a lot of first impressions here on my channel, which is why I like to do these roundup videos, because I usually get questions then, you know, are you still using like X, Y, and Z product? Do you still like it? So hopefully this kind of answers those questions. These are the things that I've tried that I think just stand out over everything else. So I hope this was helpful. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support and you watching all the way to the end. It really helps out my channel. And if you're new here and you missed parts 1 and 2 of this video earlier in the year, you could check those out and see some of my other favorite products that I tried earlier on in 2024. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you all in my next one. Take care. Bye.